Hi, this is Robin again. Just wanted to talk about real quick about why I got stumped on the last coding challenge. I was going to show you this code real quick. This is what I was trying to do. If you notice, I also moved my face up in the top here so that I wouldn't be blocking the output. Oops, sorry. So the challenge was to give a password strength and return weak, medium, or strong based on the strength of the password, and it was going to run through some tests and count them up. If the password met fewer than two of the rules, it was supposed to return weak. If it met two or three of the rules, it was supposed to return medium and return strong if the password met all four. ChatGPT had a better result or better solution, but I wanted to show you what I had. So here I had some if statements at the end after checking the rules. If rules met counter was less than 2, result equals weak. If it was larger or equal to 2 or and less than and equal to 3, it would return medium. And then if rules met counter equals 4, it would be strong. When I ran the test, it was failing, as you can see, except for the last two. And I had some console outputs here, some console logs. So the length of the password for the first one, so right now it's got this commented out, so it's pulling in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we were actually trying to test password exclamation point. So let me turn this one on again. We can trick it into using it. And it was returning a length of password is 9, which is correct. There was 8 uppercase characters and 0 lowercase characters, which would mean that this rule's count was not met because it needed to both have upper and lower. The number of numbers is also 0. And then there's one special character, which is the exclamation point. This should have been 2. Instead, I was getting rules met counter is 4. So I got stuck when I did larger than equal to 4. I changed it and magically it started working. Rules counter is 2 and the result is medium, which is what is supposed to happen. The problem was right here. I went back and reviewed it and figured it out. The equal sign in JavaScript, there are 3 different ways to display an equal sign when you're checking for a condition. When you have a single equal sign, it's assigning a value to the rules met counter. So we were actually setting rules met counter to 4 in this statement. And then it was setting the result to strong because that was true. It made a correct assignment. And then therefore was returning 4. Now, in JavaScript, you can have a single equals, a double equals, and a triple equals. I know it's really confusing. If I do a double equals, it's checking the value. And at this point, rules met counter is 2, and the result is medium, which because we weren't expecting this to pass. You can also do 3, and you'll get the same thing back. There is a difference between double equals and triple equals. Double equals is checking the value, and triple equals is also checking the type. So if rules met counter was going to be an integer or a number, and this was checking to be a number, then it would come back true. So since we did not explicitly describe it, if we were using TypeScript, we could actually set the types. This is just basic JavaScript. TypeScript lets you do strongly typed code. But basically, there's different reasons for that. And so I looked it up in ChatGPT because I was curious. And there are differences. So here it is. So like I said, a single equals is an assignment operator, assigns a value to the variable. This double equals is equality, compares the values. And the strict equality is the triple, which compares the value and the types. So for example, let x equals 5, that's the equal that we're used to using. Compares values, but converts types if they're different. This is called a type conversion. So if it's a string or a number, it will actually convert it behind the scenes. And it can lead to unexpected results because it tries to be helpful. And this compares both value and type. This is a recommended comparison operator in most cases because it's predictable. This is the one I should have used. So 5 triple equals quote 5 is a false. False also is equal to 0, also false, because sometimes loosely a 0 can mean false, but it's comparing a number to a Boolean, so it will fail. Null equals undefined, and we'll talk about that later maybe. And then 5 is equal to 5, that's the number compared to a number. That would be true. So always use triple equal unless you have a specific reason not to. So there we go. That is actually what was going on. And that would have saved me probably 10 or 15 minutes worth of code. It feels like, probably less, but whatever, it's frustrating. So there you have it. Thank you for watching.